Good afternoon and welcome to this hearing at the South Carolina Public Service Commission. It's 2 o'clock on, what's the day, Tuesday, May 17th, and we are here in docket number 2022-60-T. Let's take a roll call of commissioners. Present in the hearing room, waiting for the screen. We have Commissioners Caston, Thomas, and Belser. Appearing virtually, we have Commissioner C. Williams, Commissioner Powers, Commissioner Irvin. Mr. Stark, would you please read the docket?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Madam Chairman of the Commissioners, we're here for the proceeding in docket number 2022-60-T, which concerns the application of Upstate Moving and More LLC for a Class E household goods certificate of public convenience and necessity for operation of motor vehicle carrier, a Class E certificate. This proceeding has been scheduled for May 17th, 2022 at 2 p.m. Madam Chairman, I believe that the docket is in order and the proceeding is ripe for review, ma'am.
Thank you. Let's take appearances from the parties. Who's here for the applicant today?
Yes. Good afternoon, Commission. My name is Lucas Marchand. I'm a lawyer in Greenville, South Carolina, and I'm present with the applicant, Mr. Kelvin Roseman.
Thank you, Mr. Marchant. And who's here for the Office of Regulatory Staff?
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair, members of the Commission. My name is Ben Muschin. I'm here today on behalf of ORS.
Thank you, Mr. Muschin. Are there any preliminary matters that we need to take up before we begin?
None from ORS.
Hearing none, Mr. Marchant, would you proceed with presenting your case, please?
Yes, may it please the Commission. I'm Lucas Marchand with Marchant Law Firm in Greenville, South Carolina. I'm here with Kelvin Roseman, who represents Upstate Moving and More LLC as operator and owner. If it pleases the Commission, I'll present the testimony of Mr. Roseman.
Okay, let's get Mr. Roseman sworn in, Mr. Marchant. Mr. Roseman, would you please raise your right hand and be sworn by the court reporter? It's going to take it. There we go. We've got her on the screen.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roseman. Mr. Marchant, you may proceed.
Thank you. Mr. Roseman, please state your name and address.
My name is Kelvin D. Roseman. My address is 34 Pacific Avenue, Greenville, South Carolina, 29605.
Mr. Rosen, in consultation with all the staff involved, have you prepared your testimony and written it out?
That is correct.
Would you like to incorporate by reference any documents into your testimony?
Yes, I would like to incorporate by reference the company's application and exhibits, including the tariff, bill of lading, and the terms of the commission.
Would you please read the testimony at this time?
I will. The testimony which was prepared based on the advice of the Office of the Regulatory Staff, and I will read it for you right now. My name is Kelvin D. Roseman. I am the sole owner and operator of Upstate Moving and More LLC. Upstate Moving and More LLC is a South Carolina limited liability company established on June 23rd, 2021. A copy of the certificate of good standing was filed with our application to show the company is in good standing. I have a 20+ year experience in the moving industry and wanted to start my own business. Our mission is to serve the families and realtors of the upstate and throughout the state of South Carolina to the highest level possible for a positive, memorable experience. We are seeking a Class E household goods certificate of public convenience and necessity with the statewide authority, and purpose of my testimony today is to show that the public interest will be served and by approval of the Class E certificate. As to my education and work history, I was educated in Greenville County School System. I graduated from Southside High School in 1994. I received a certificate in industrial technology with a major in air conditioning and refrigeration technician in 2008 from Greenville Technical College. I have worked for 2 different moving companies over the years, both being from Greenville, South Carolina. Our moving business is to attend the address and the needs of the citizens of South Carolina. We will build our reputation on our exceptional service, attention to detail, and involvement in the community. We hope to continue to expand our customer base through a high quality service and expand the large residential moves across the state. Growing up in Greenville, but having contests throughout the whole state, I am receiving requests for the moves in various counties throughout the South Carolina as friends and families learn of my new business. Additionally, I will continue to expand our company through a local advertisement, our website, referrals from past clients, real estate agents, family, and friends. We are looking forward to becoming a permanent move, mover throughout the state. Prior to receiving our Class E certification, Upstate Moving and More LLC completed commercial moves, labor only moves, and delivers. We are seeking Class E certification to become compliant in the residential market. Currently, we own and operate a 24-foot box truck for moves and deliveries. As our business grows, we hope to purchase more vehicles. Currently, I am a team of one, and we'll look to expand throughout 2022. To the matter of the experience and business standing, Upstate Moving and More LLC is a new company. However, I have worked for other companies over the past 2 decades, which provide a first-hand look on the methods and process that were successful and efficient, and the ones that were not. Myself and our team will be respectful, strong morals, and ethics throughout the ethics learned through my time with these companies. I will handle all the schedule and administration work, and once our business grows, we intend to receive additional help in the area of that business. We will build a strong reputation by providing outstanding customer service and dependability. I have acquainted myself with the rules and regulations governing the Class E certification for moving household goods. We will abide by the regulations and governing employees, insurance, bill of lading, tariffs, leasing, and all other regulations related to operations and compliance. Upstate Moving and More does not hold any other certificates, license, or moving services. We have not conducted any prescribed actions and have no complaints filed against our organization against us, to the best of my knowledge. I'm sorry. To the matter of publication, Upstate Moving and More LLC published notification in all applicable papers and mediums, including the notice of filing in the state newspaper on February 18, 2022. We filed an affidavit of publication of the same. Upstate Moving and More LLC has insurance for our company and vehicles. Our premiums for the insurance have been provided based on a $750,000 policy, and our cargo insurance is an amount of $50,000. There have been no changes to the financial statement submitted during our application process. Upstate Moving and More LLC has one truck and substantial moving equipment with the hope of growing our fleet. Upstate Moving and More LLC set its rate schedule based on prevailing rates in South Carolina and surrounding market as outlined in our proposed tariff. To provide our customers transparency in pricing, we have rates for professional moving, rates for our truck, travel fees, and the combination of which we will provide the customers the entire invoice price. The price for the professional moving is based on the number of team members required and the length of time. There's a 3-hour minimum charge for any move. We also have an adjusted travel fee for moves more than 50 miles from our office. If the destination location of the move is more than 50 miles from the office location, then the travel fee will be applied in the amount of half of the applicable hourly rate that for the return from the destination back to the office. Additionally, we do charge for heavy items and waiting times. Our research shows that people prefer transparency in moving costs, and this is our attempt to do so. We will also use the rates provided to the commission during the application process for our moving service. Our schedule of tariffs clearly lays out transparent transportation costs, the rates for the straight time for men, vehicle costs, travel fees, minimum charges, heavy item charges, and discount rates. Upstate Moving and More LLC does not have a surcharge for steers. I recognize that we can only provide estimates based on the tariffs provided to the commission, and we are not at liberty to provide fixed quotes. Our company currently does not have any employees. As we expand, I hope to add staff next year as needed. These individuals will be provided with training on moving furniture and household wares, as well as training on interacting with customers prior to working with the Upstate Moving and More LLC. I will personally train them, each employee, with training videos as well as hands-on training. Consistency on processes and procedures for the company are important to me. Additionally, we will ensure they are covered under our insurance policy when appropriate or have their own. While we primarily handle moves in the upstate Greenville, we have asked for statewide authority. We make this request in the event someone requests our service moving to or from upstate to the or to or from the upstate to the coast or other parts of the state. We can provide them service. The market in the upstate includes Clemson University, which many students from all over the state attend. As I am sure you are aware, in addition to the upstate, other areas of the state are expanding rapidly. With the steady rise in real estate transactions, there is certainly a need for moving companies like Upstate Moving and More to operate in all counties throughout South Carolina. The statewide authority will allow us to move nearly all clients that call to request our services, including colleges and the universities. Upstate Moving and More LLC currently owns one vehicle and adequate equipment to perform moving services. Upstate Moving and More LLC will rent other equipment as needed while the company builds enough profit to purchase other vehicles. Upstate Moving and More will provide bills of lading for each move conducted by our office, our company. We have a proposed example of our document. Our primary business model will use labor hours, vehicles for the use of bill of lading, as well as travel fees. Therefore, the process should be very simple and straightforward for our clients and for our team during the training process. Moreover, we understand that records must be kept for 3 years and having filing system to ensure safe record keeping. We go above and beyond for our clients, and we believe our committed to them will help us earn their future business and referrals to family and friends. This is an industry I know and I enjoy working and hope to continue the Upstate Moving and More LLC for many years. Thank you for your consideration.
All right, to the chairman, we would like to introduce several documents. The first is our proposed tariff. Second is proposed bill of lading with terms.
Okay,
Upstate Moving and More's.
let's take these one by one.
Okay.
You have an amended tariff. What about your application?
Yes, the application was filed on February the 2nd of 2022.
Okay, the application will be marked for identification as hearing exhibit 1. Mr. Mustian, any objection?
No objection.
And received into evidence as hearing exhibit 1. Next. Mr. Marchant, what next?
Yes, the next would be the affidavit of publication, which was filed May 3rd, 2022,
Okay.
showing notice in the state newspaper, that publication being February 18th of 2022.
The affidavit of publication will be marked as hearing exhibit number 2
No objection.
and entered into the record of this case. Next.
The third would be a consent motion for shipper witness, as well as the affidavit of shipper witness that was filed on May 13th of 2022.
Okay, marked for identification as hearing exhibit number 3.
No objection.
I noticed the docket number on that consent motion doesn't seem to be correct. Any objection to, or would you have a motion?
Mark, I would move to amend the docket number to reflect docket number 2022-60-T.
No objection.
The shipper witness motion and affidavit will be corrected and marked for identification as hearing exhibit number 3 and entered into the record.
The fourth would be the pre-filed testimony of Mr. Roseman that was filed on May 13th, 2022.
Okay, Mr. Marchant, just, are you aware of any corrections that may need to be made to that? And I would look at the top of page 3, the last line of that first full paragraph, perhaps. I think the word should be compliant, is that correct?
The last line in page 3.
No, the first full paragraph, last line begins Class E certification.
Yes, thank you. There is a typo. It says complaint. Move to have that complaint changed to compliant.
Okay. Anything else?
Madam Vice Chair, since you had pointed out the docket number on the shipper witness, I think the same correction needs to be made on the top of the testimony as well.
Thank you, Mr. Mustian. Did you hear that, Mr. Marchant?
I did. I'd move to amend the docket number to 2022-60-T.
Okay. And I believe those two corrections in the testimony. Well, we don't usually enter the testimony as an exhibit, but we will enter the pre-file testimony as if given orally from the stand as amended.
Thank you.
And now I think you're to the tariff.
Yes, now move to mark as applicants number 5, the amended tariff and bill of lading, which was filed on May 16th of 2022.
Okay, I think I have that as number 4. We don't put the testimony in as an exhibit. We just enter that into the record as amended. So the amended tariff and bill of lading will be marked for ID as hearing exhibit number 4
No objection.
and entered into the record of this case.
Thank you.
Any other documentation?
No, I believe that's it for our application. Thank you.
Mr. Mustian?
No questions from ORS.
Commissioners, any questions for Mr. Rosemond?
Madam Vice Chair,
Commissioner Thomas?
thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Rosemond.
Good afternoon.
I have just a couple of little things that wanted to ask about. In the application on page 4, the proposed rates, the last thing in there says half-hour travel fee. And I think I know what that means, but that just seems a little bit, I don't know, it's just not, to me, the first time I read it, it wasn't self-explanatory. So if you go back to the tariff, and it's page 5 at the bottom, under section 1.1, it's got the hourly rates and charges, and that second paragraph tells what that means, in my opinion. But it seems to me like there's the 1/2 is in there, and it says 1/2 hour of the applicable hourly rate. It just seems to me like that after the word 1/2, that hour perhaps should be eliminated, so it would end up reading in the amount of 1/2 of the applicable hourly rate. I just wonder if perhaps that should be changed, and if that same language should be put into the application to replace that where it just says half-hour travel fee. That's just, to me, that would just make it a little bit more clear. You suppose that's something that would be doable and helpful?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. And then one other thing, looking at the page 10 on the tariff sheet, you're talking about the discounts for military and senior citizens, and it says, senior citizens with the provide proper proof, and it doesn't give an age as to when someone graduates and becomes a senior citizen. I wonder if there should be an age perhaps mentioned there. Did you have something specific in mind that you would consider to be a senior citizen?
I agree. And I would say 60 years or older.
Okay, that's your decision. That sounds good to me. I just thought that would be good to have that in there. So those are my only two comments, and appreciate your testimony and appearing here today.
Thank you as well.
Any other commissioners?
Madam Vice Chair,
Commissioner Powers?
thank you. Roseman, just one thing, I was looking at your insurance policy, and if I read it correctly, it says there's a limitation of damages, and I want to say it was like $2,500. I know it had some liability of $750 and $500, but you know that could be one piece of furniture as far as the amount of damages. Am I reading that wrong, or what exactly do you understand your coverage to be for damages to property?
That looks to be what you're applying for.
It says cargo for loss of any damage to property carried, $2,500. You think that's enough to cover other people's property?
I thought it was, but I can speak with the insurance company and get a better rate through them, I guess.
And I say that for your protection as much as anything. If
Yes, sir. I understand.
something got broken and if they couldn't get it from the insurance company, they come in at you. So I don't know. It may be something you want to discuss with your company as far as your final submission.
Yes, sir.
That's all I have, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Powers. Commissioners, any other questions? Mr. Roseman, I have a question, and this is regarding your bill of lading. Do you have that with you?
Yes.
I'm looking at section 2B.
Oh.
Section 2, subparagraph B. And it, if your lawyer needs to help you find that section, and can we get the witness, can we get a split screen here? There we go. Well, and it says, as a condition precedent to recovery, claims must be filed in writing with the receiving or delivering carrier or carrier issuing this proposal for service and bill of lading, or carrier in possession of the property when the loss, damage, injury, or delay incurred within 15 days after delivery of the property. This is my question regards the end of that sentence. And suits shall be instituted against any garner only within 2 years and 1 day from the day when notice in writing is given by the carrier to the claimant. Can you tell me where you got this language?
Who prepared this for us?
I previously worked for another moving company, and he gave me one of his to go by, and I pretty much just.
Okay, well, first of all, the use of the word garner. I've seen language similar to this, but I've never seen the word garner. Where I've seen it before was the word was carrier. I think you need to check that. Get with your attorney and check that. The other thing is, this seems to be trying to limit the statute of limitations here in South Carolina, which I don't think is quite appropriate. So I need for you to get with your lawyer and look at that. Y'all, have you already printed up all these bills of lading with that language?
He's got it pleads the commission. He's printed up a few of them, but nothing that's of significant investment or cost.
Okay. I just, I think you might want to check that language. And what I'm gonna do is, with regard to, Commissioner, Thomas's motion, let's keep a late filed exhibit. It's gonna be late filed exhibit number 5 to, make that correction to the tariff that, that Commissioner Thomas discussed with, Mr. Rosemond. And then, an explanation or a updated bill of lading to correct that matter, if you could.
Understood.
And I would ask you to look at the limitation there on the action, because if that's trying to reduce the statute of limitations, I believe there's a statute that prohibits that as well. You might want to look at that, Mr. Marchant. You see where I'm coming from?
I do, yes.
Okay. I know I am aware that there is some language perhaps in North Carolina and other states, but they do it differently there. So that's my concern, is that might have been picked up from another state, that language. Let's see. Oh, Mr. Rosemond, a couple of times in your testimony, you indicated that you had the truck and sufficient other supplies. What kind of other supplies do you have that'll assist you in making moves of household goods?
I have hand trucks, I have dollies, I have pads, I have shrink wrap, I have tape, I have straps, I have refrigerator dollies. I also have a enclosed 10-foot trailer for small to add on in case I need smaller things moved.
Okay. And you've worked for 2 other movers?
Yes, ma'am.
And in what capacity? What were your job descriptions when you were working for the other movers?
I have packed, I have loaded, I have driven, I have carried, I have received in the payments.
Okay. So, and you have, I think I read or you said in your testimony, you've done some commercial moves in labor only. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You've never been cited for illegal household goods movement in South Carolina, have you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Rosemond, thank you for your testimony today. Those are all the questions I have. Let me just check with my fellow commissioners to see if there's anything else.
All right.
Commissioner Caston.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. And I kind of want to make sure I'm looking at the correct thing, the same thing. Vice Chair Belser, on the contract terms and conditions on that, I think paragraph section 2B, and it talks about the claims within 15 days. And on page 8 of section 3, the rules and regulations, is it referencing the same claim? On 3.1.2, claimant must notify carrier of all claims for concealed damage within 30 days of the move. Are those 2 different things, or should they be the same thing?
That pleases the commission. I'm not sure. We filed an initial tariff where we had 30 days referenced, and then we filed an amended tariff clarifying 3.1.2 and 3.1.3 so that everything was consistent with 15 days.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. Commissioners, any further questions? Hearing none. Mr. Marchant, do you have any redirect?
I do not. I do want to make sure that we've been transparent here and make sure I've not misunderstood his answer about being cited. I will let the commission know that Mr. Roseman came to me after he was issued a ticket, and I don't know if that ticket is the same as the citation that you're referring to, but was issued a ticket for no HHG authority, and that was back on September the 23rd of 2021. I entered an appearance with the summary court in Pickens County, and that case is on hold at the moment while we have gotten our application together. And it's my belief that the inspector is agreeable to dismiss that citation, that ticket, once we get through this process with the application. So I wanted to be sure the commission wasn't asking Mr. Roseman about that citation, or rather that we were clear about the posture of our case in Pickens County.
I appreciate that, Mr. Marchant. My question could have been phrased better. Let's put it that way. So I appreciate that. Was that ticket for actual movement of household goods or for advertising?
Advertising.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Mustin, anything?
We would call.
No, wait a minute.
I'm sorry. No,
Okay.
no, nothing further on that.
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
Mr. Roseman, you may step down as a witness. Mr. Marchant, is there anything else in your case in chief?
There is not. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Mustin.
Thank you. We would call Mr. Thomas McGill.
Mr. McGill, please come forward and be sworn by the court reporter.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Mr. McGill, could you please state your full name and occupation for the record, please?
My name is Thomas McGill. I'm employed by the South Carolina Office of Regulatory Staff as the Transportation Manager of the Broadband Communications and Safety Department.
Okay. And Mr. McGill, in connection with this case, did you prepare or cause to be prepared 4 pages of direct testimony?
I did.
And do you have any changes or corrections to your pre-filed testimony?
I do not.
Okay. If I asked you those same questions today, would your answers be the same?
They would.
Okay. Madam Vice Chair, ORS would ask that the pre-filed direct testimony of Thomas McGill be entered into the record of this case as if given orally from the stand.
Mr. McGill's pre-filed direct testimony will be entered into the record.
Mr. McGill, did you perform an inspection of the applicant's equipment and place of business in this case?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And have you reviewed the applicant's proposed tariff and bill of lading as it was amended on May the 16th, I believe?
I have.
Okay. And based on your review and inspection, are you of the opinion that the applicant will meet the requirements of fit, willing, and able?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. McGill. Please answer any questions that the commissioners or the applicant may have.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mustin. Mr. Marchant, any questions for Mr. McGill?
No questions. Thank you.
Commissioners, any questions for Mr. McGill? Mr. McGill, I understand that there may have been a ticket written to this company. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. One of our inspectors saw some advertising done by the applicant prior to him applying, and he was issued a citation, and it is our intent to drop that citation since this applicant has come into compliance.
And once he was ticketed, has he been cooperative in working with ORS to try to get his application completed and seek the authority needed?
Yes, ma'am, he has.
Okay. Thank you very much. Commissioners, anything else for Mr. McGill? Mr. McGill, you may stand down. You're excused. Okay, Mr. Marchant, I have reserved a late file exhibit for, let's see, I think there was going to be a change to the bill of, to the tariff to clean up the travel time section. And then you're going to look at the bill of lading and change that word or see where else any other changes it might need. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Let me just advise you that as soon as you can get those materials in, we will put it on our agenda for one of our regularly scheduled. We have about 3 business meetings a month usually, And we can't put it on the agenda until you get those into us. So the sooner you get those in, the quicker we can take it up. Is that okay?
Understood. We'll address it promptly.
Thank you very much. Mr. Rosemond, thank you for your testimony today. Want to wish you luck. And if there's nothing further to come before the commission, we'll close this hearing and we are
Madam
adjourned.
Chair.
Oh, Commissioner Irvin.
I just wanted to wish the applicant luck as well. I'm from Greenville, and so I'm your resident commissioner. I've listened carefully to your testimony and evidence, and I appreciate you being with us today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Irvin. Anything else? We'll close this hearing and.
Madam Chairman,
Mr. Starr.
I apologize.
I
I
didn't-
believe there's a few housekeeping matters that I'd like to
Okay.
clarify. With the preference of the chairman is, Madam Chairman, there were several things that are to be entered into the record here. One, as if given orally from the stand, being the testimony with corrections that have been made from the stand. Madam Chairman, is this document to be filed with the commission in a corrected or red line manner?
No.
Okay,
We'll
thank you,
just-
ma'am.
We'll make the corrections.
Similarly, Madam Chairman, there's a shipper witness affidavit attached to a motion that similarly has corrections to reflect a docket number, a clerical error there. Is that document to be filed in a corrected manner, ma'am?
I don't think we need, I think we can just note it on the document.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Anything else? Have I overlooked anybody? All right, we'll close this hearing. We are adjourned.